Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It is Ijoma here, and in today's video we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful Boubou dress. I used 8 yards of light duchess. I used the silky duchess for this 8 yards, though I didn't finish the whole 8 yards. But if you are buying a fabric for it, it should be up to 8 yards by 60 at least. This dress was first posted by Vicky James and I had to recreate. This is the original design and you can see it is really beautiful, though her own duchess is a kind of thicker than the one I used. So this is the duchess I have 8 yards here and I divided it into 4 yards. So what this 4 yards is for the front and the other 4 yards is for the back. So first of all, I'm going to fold these 4 yards into 2. I'll just fold it once, making it 2 yards on fold. I said I'm using 4 yards for the front, right? So if you fold that 4 yards, it is going to be 2 yards on fold. So right now, this fabric is on fold. I have folded it into 2, and if you measure, you will have 2 yards here. So you can see the longer part. The problem is that this fabric is not up to 60 inches. It is around 57, 58. But if you are buying a fabric, if you are lucky enough, buy a fabric that is up to 60 or more than 60. First of all, I'll mark my shoulder. This is my shoulder measurement. That is 8 inches or 7.5. Then you mark your neckline. For the front neckline, I'm using 2.5 by 2.5 because this is a turtleneck. 2.5 for the width and 2.5 for the neck depth because I am making a turtleneck. So I'll go ahead and connect this neckline. This is the neckline for the front, 2.5 by 2.5. I have measured the shoulder. So this dress is going to have a pleat at the shoulder area. I will pleat it at the shoulder area so that it will look fuller. Let me cut out my neckline so that I will not be confused. You can see I have my shoulder already. So I'll go ahead and add extra 5 inches for the pleats. Like I said, I'll pleat this dress or gather it around the shoulder so that it will look fuller. Then from the area where I measured my shoulder measurement, I will mark extra 5 inches for that pleat. The next thing that I will do is to measure my sleeve length. That is the area where our hand will come out from. Your hand will come out from a particular area on this dress. So from that place that I measured that 5 inches for the pleat, you will mark like 24 or 20 or 22. It depends on where you want your sleeve to be at. So I will notch that area. After notching, I will measure my round sleeve. My round sleeve is 8 inches, right? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So from that area that I notched, I will mark 4 inches. That is for the round sleeve. I will notch that 4 inches. So after notching these 4 inches, I'll go ahead and drag this fabric back a little so that it can the camera can get everything. So after dragging it back, remember we have measured our shoulder, we have measured our pleat allowance or gather allowance, we have measured our sleeve length. Right now, from that sleeve length, you will still go down by like 30 inches or 25 inches at least. But from your sleeve length, I'll advise you to go down by 30. So from that area where you measured your sleeve length, go down by 30 inches and then mark. I don't know if you understand what I mean. After marking your sleeve, from that area where you marked your sleeve length, go down by 30. Then from that 30, you will start curving down to the full length of this dress. You can see after curving this, I'll still make it to be very visible. I'm trying to trace my curve for now. So this is the reason why I said you should use 4 yards so that it can accommodate all these measurements. We have measured our shoulder. We added 5 inches for pleats. We marked our sleeve length, and from the sleeve length we measured extra 30 inches. So I am curving down to my full length. You can see the curve that I have there. Just take your time and mark your curve very, very well. So from the area where you measure 30, you mark your curve. So after marking this curve, I will go ahead and cut out. And this is all for the cutting. The cutting of this dress is not really difficult, just that you need to know where you marked all your measurements. You can see how I'm curving the side down to the full length. So this is what we have right now. For the sleeve area, remember we are going to pleat, right? So for the sleeve area, you can go ahead and cut out that sleeve a bit. This is our pleat. This is how we are going to pleat the front. Then for the sleeve area, we will cut it out a bit so that we'll know where our sleeve will stop at. You can see how I'm cutting out the sleeve area just a bit, so it will look like a neckline, but it's not really a neckline. So if I open up, this is what I have. I have my round neck. You can see my neckline there. Then I also have small curves where my hand will come out from. So this is for the front. Then if you pleat the shoulder, this is what it will look like. Pleating the shoulder will add a little fullness to the front side. I don't want the front to be just plain. You also do the same thing to the back so that these dotches will not look too plain. You will have to gather it a bit around the shoulder. So this is what it will look like after pleating or after gathering. Then we have our arm area, the place where our sleeve will come out from. So for now, I will remove the pins. I will use this front to cut out the back. I am folding my fabric for the back. This is 4 yards. I used 4 yards for the front, and this is 4 yards for the back. So you fold your 4 yards into 2. I have folded into 2. Then I'll place my front on my back. They will be the same. The measurement will be the same. There is no zipper allowance to the back. The only difference is the neckline for the back will be higher than that of the front. So I'll go ahead and arrange everything properly. This is Duchess. Working with a Duchess can be difficult sometimes, so just take your time and arrange everything. Then after arranging, you will measure your neck depth. The wideness of the neck remains the same. It remains 3 inches, but the depth should be 1.5 at the back. So I am done arranging this fabric, and I'll go ahead and cut out my neckline. So I'll make it 1.5. After cutting out, I'll open the back a bit, like I will slit the neckline of the back a bit. This is where I'll add my button so that it can pass my head. Then I will cut out the down part. The down part remains the same. You go ahead and cut out that curve that you have there. Just take your time and cut. So after cutting, also indicates where your hand will come out from. Also indicates your sleeve area. So this is my sleeve area. I'll go ahead and cut it out. This is where my hand will come out from. So this is for the back. And if I open up the back, it is almost the same with the front. The only difference is that it has a higher neckline and a little slit at the neck area. That little slit is for the button allowance so that it can pass your head. So I'll also pleat the back. I'll go ahead and pin. I'll also pleat the back. Remember, you added 5 inches allowance for these pleats, so just go ahead and pleat by 2.5. Then I'll pleat the front. After pleating the two of them, I can now go ahead and join the both at the shoulder. So I'll go ahead and pleat this front, and I'll also pleat the other side. So this is what we have now, right? I will place the front on this. I'll place the back on this front. Then I'll go ahead and pin everything along that shoulder area. So the shoulder and the side of this dress are just on the same line. I don't know if you understand. The shoulder, the sleeve, the side of this dress is on the same line. So I have turned the back neckline, that slit. that slitted area, I opened a small slit around the neckline. I have turned it with a bias. Then I'll go ahead and pin the front and the back. Don't turn the neckline, leave the neckline like that. You will not turn with a bias or a facing. I only turned that area where I opened a bit for my button, this area that I'm holding right now. So that is the area that I turned with a bias. But for the rest of the neckline, leave it, because you are going to add a turtleneck to this boubou, remember. So right now, I'll go ahead and pin the front and the back. Take your time and pin everything. So I'll pin one side. And when you are pinning, please make sure that your sleeve area aligns. You can see the little cutouts that I made for my sleeve. So you go ahead and pin. And when you are sewing, you will not join that sleeve area. You will skip it. You will leave it open. That is where your hand will come out from. Then I'll continue pinning till the end of this dress. So this is for this side. The rest of the dress will be open. This is where you will stop joining at. Then I'll also go ahead and pin the other side. Just take your time and pin properly so that joining will not be hard for you. So this is our neckline. I'll pin. I'll continue pinning. And when you get to the sleeve area, you will skip the sleeve area. You will not close this sleeve area because this is where your hand will come out from. You skip it and then you pin the rest of the dress. So when you reach this end, you will stop sewing. So I'll go ahead and join this. You just use a straight stitch and join. Then after joining, I'll come back and show you guys what I have there. So make sure that everything is okay, the gather, the pleats, just make sure that everything is okay before you join. I am done joining. I have closed the shoulder area. I have closed everything except the area where my hand will come out from, except the sleeve opening. You can see that I can insert my hand through the sleeve opening. So right now I will measure my round neck. I'll go ahead and measure my round neck. I want to add my turtleneck. So after measuring my round neck, I got 17 inches. Then the turtleneck, the wideness will be 2.5. Then you add half an inch seam allowance. Then for the down part of this dress, I told you guys that my fabric is not up to 60 inches. So you can see the center area of this dress, it is straight. So I want to add another fabric to this full length to make it complete. So I'll just go ahead and pin extra fabric to it. This is the extra fabric that I will join to it. So I want to use this extra fabric to complete the full length. I'll go ahead and pin. So after pinning to this side, I will also add another fabric to the back side of the dress so that the full length will be very, very okay. This boubou has to flow. The full length is the beauty. So for the other side, I'll go ahead and pin this extra fabric. In case you encounter this type of issue when sewing, just join your fabric and make sure that you iron your seam allowance very well so that the joining will not be too noticeable. But if you are lucky enough, you can buy a fabric that is up to 100 inches. That will be better, or more than 60 inches. That will be better. So I am done joining the extra fabric to the full length, and I'll go ahead and adjust. So after adjusting, I'll go ahead and trim the full length so that it will give me what I want. So for this dress, if you want, you can turn with a bias, but English weaving is better. English weaving, that's what we call it in Nigeria. So you can just go ahead and overlock it. A tight overlocking will be better. So I'm just giving it a rough cut for now. Later I will retrim. So I have the full length that I want. Later I will go ahead and retrim everything before I overlock. So this is what I have. I love the full length that I have for now. I will iron later. Then for the neckline, I have measured my round neckline, right? I will go ahead and cut my turtleneck. My round neckline is 17 inches. So the length of this turtleneck will be 18 inches. The length will be 18. Then the wideness will be 3 inches. I will keep my fabric aside and I will cut my turtleneck. So here is the fabric that I want to cut my turtleneck from. Like I said, the wideness of our turtleneck will be 2.5. It will be bold plus half an inch seam allowance. That will be 3 inches. So this turtleneck is on fold right now. I want to use a straight turtleneck for it. Then I will measure and I'll make sure that I have 3 inches. Then I'll also measure the length of this turtleneck. My normal length is 17 inches, right? I added extra 1 inch to make it 18 inches. Then I'll go ahead and add a hard interface. I'm done adding a hard interface to this fabric. Add a hard interface to your own so that your turtleneck will be very firm. That is the beauty. So after ironing, and this is on fold, I'll go ahead and add my turtleneck to my dress. First of all, you sew from the inside. You sew from the inside, then you turn outside. After doing that, I'll come back and show you guys. So this is what I have after joining my turtleneck. I'll go ahead and pin it. Together so you can see the slits that I added to the back neckline. It will help you for ease. It will enter your head freely if you open the button. So this is the turtleneck. We are done with that. The next thing is to add our band for our sleeve. You can see our sleeve opening. If you want, you can leave your sleeve this way, but if you want, you can add a band to it. So I'll go ahead and measure my round sleeve. My wrist area is 8 inches. So this is the fabric that I'll be using. I'll go ahead and cut 8 inches band for that opening. Then the length of the band should be like 4 inches or 5 inches. I made mine 4.5 plus half an inch for seam allowance. So this is for one side of the sleeve. Then I'll go ahead and fold and cut another one. If you want to add an interface to this band, you can do that, but I will not add any interface to it. So after cutting, I will go ahead and shape. I will use 4 inches and shape it. It is around my wrist, so I'll make it 4 inches so that it will be very fitted. I'll go to my sewing machine and I will shape. So after shaping, this is what I have. I'll turn, then I'll fit it. It is okay. This is my band. It is okay. Then I'll go ahead and pin it to the dress. Please pin to the dress before sewing, please. They are okay now. So this is my dress. I'll go ahead and attach them to the opening that I made for each of them. This is the opening. Then I will open this dress and pin from the inside. After pinning, I'll go ahead and join. So if you have excess, you can just gather it. I am done joining. This is my turtleneck and I have my sleeve. You can see how beautiful this is. So from under the sleeve, like I said, you can add 25 inches or 30 or 40 from under the sleeve length. If you want to make it 40 inches, that would be nice, but make sure you curve very well. So now I am measuring where I want my shoulder pad to be. I don't have a shoulder pad, I use the breast pad, so I want to use this breast pad as my shoulder pad. So if you get your shoulder pad, just measure your shoulder measurement. Just take your shoulder measurement and then attach your shoulder pad to it. You will use your needle and thread to tack down. So this is what I'm doing now. I'll go ahead and pin down my pad. This is for one side. and I'll go ahead and attach the other bra cup to the other side. I don't have a shoulder pad, like I said, that's why I'm using this bra cup. So after trimming, I'll go ahead and attach. So for me, do not tack. Please fit this dress first of all, then you can choose the particular position you want your shoulder pad to be at. Wear the dress on your body, then you know where the shoulder part is at, then you go ahead and pin down. So after pinning down, I'll go ahead and iron this dress very well. You can turn the down part with a bias, or you can overlock, but overlocking is better for me. So just attach your shoulder pad, fix your button at the neck, and iron properly. There is no zip on this dress, and at the end of the day, this is what I have. I hope my dress is so fine. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and please do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you guys so much for your support so far. I hope this dress is very fine. Thank you, and thank you. Please do not forget to subscribe. Bye.